All right, everyone, we are here with two very special guests. We are joined by Justine and Jack, the winners of Love Island Games.
Round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
We can put some sound effects in there for you.
Definitely
will. Oh yeah, jingle. Love it.
Yeah, we have that kind of power.
Yes, we are so excited to have you guys on. Fran has been keeping up with the season as long as it's been on Peacock. I just told you guys I watched the entirety of the season yesterday and got so attached to you guys and was so happy you won, because let me tell you, it would have been really disappointing otherwise. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We're excited to talk about the season.
Well, thank you for having us.
How are you guys feeling now that everybody's watched? Because one thing that I certainly made the mistake of was just because Love Island is normally in real time, it wasn't until like last week that I was like, oh, this is not in real time. So how has it been waiting for everybody to watch it?
This has been honestly so crazy because obviously we're used to you guys being able to vote and like our countries being able to vote and it's live. It's been wild, especially because like we had to come home and live it again. Whereas before we don't have to rewatch it. We just kind of come off and like live our lives. But it's been crazy. I loved being able to interact with like our supporters and everyone and kind of just like rewatch and be in the world like with you guys. So that was like such a cool aspect of it for me.
Yeah, I feel like this time around, again, because of the format, is like we get a chance to see how much love and support there is. Because normally, like we said, like if you're in the villa, you don't really know what's going on until you come out. But it's actually been really nice just to be able to now talk about it and share how happy.
Yeah, it's also been kind of rough. There's been some rough moments when people are just like, girl, why'd you do that? So those parts I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So this is the other side of it too.
Right. So totally different aspect for this season. The first time it's ever been done, Love Island Games. I think everybody was really excited that the games actually meant something this time around, but totally different for you guys because like you said, you're so used to having people vote for you. And this time it's really up to you.
Yeah, gameplay.
And Justine, you've been on the challenge. You know what it's like, but how did that affect your mentality going into this? Because not only are you looking for like a partner to, you know, romantically connect with, but you're also looking at somebody who's going to compete well with you.
Yeah, no, I loved the games aspect of it. I feel like that's what drew me into it because I was like, damn, Love Island was fun the first time and yeah, it went well, but like on the outside, it wasn't the greatest. So I was like, I'm not sure that I'm open to finding something in here romantically. But then they said it's games. So I said, put me in. Like, this is catered to me. I loved it. So I was really happy about it. And yeah, like you said, because I've done the challenge before, I was like, this is going to be so much fun and so similar to that. Like, it had its own, you know, Love Island twist to it with the games and stuff. But yeah, it was definitely different playing with like Love Islanders instead of like people who like played the challenge and stuff before. But yeah, it was great. I loved the competitive aspect of it. I said, run this again.
Yeah, the challenges were actually hard as well. They weren't even just like little, or some of them are like little, the striptease one. That's just jokes. Yeah. But like
not us losing.
Yeah, we done all that for what? But like we just had fun with it. But then also, like you said, the challenges mean things. Like, and they are hard. Like they are quite challenging. The last one at the end in the final, you know, there was a lot going on. And you know everything's on the line, so it was fun. And I was taken in by the challenge aspect of it, the games. Because normal Love Island, you stand around a pool, you buy your sunbed, and you're just looking pretty. But then Love Island Games, it's like, you got to compete.
So yeah, like in regular Love Island, you have to like get along with everyone, but then getting along with everyone here, just like it means something. Yeah. Like it's important.
Right. So is it fair to say that you, and I know you guys kind of said it on the show, but you both sort of went into it as like, okay, games, there's a cash prize. Like that was really kind of what you had your eyes set on?
I feel like normal Love Island, you don't really talk about gameplay or the prize, right?
Right.
But Love Island Games is acceptable.
Yeah, it allows you to.
You're having those conversations, and like I went into the show thinking, I'm gonna try and just win these challenges. I probably won't connect with anyone. You know, it's only for 3 weeks, and then Justine, and I'm like, oh hi, and then we just started clicking really well. So yeah, it was just a great great couple weeks.
Yeah.
The whole season was insane, but the last couple of episodes, it really ramped up because I think you saw your decision making, the gameplay really came into factor. You know, you guys had the tough decision of sending Ray and Imani home, but you know, Justine, you were like, I don't know how I can face Ray. You were like, they are the best. Like, if we're talking games, you got to get the best competitors out. That really struck a nerve.
That was where the challenge. That's from
right.
That's where the challenge experience came in from.
I watch a lot of competitive reality shows. The Survivor, you know, they vote people out that are really good, but then at the end of the day, you kind of respect it because you're like, okay, wait, you voted me out because I was really good. You need the ruthless moves. But then we saw in the finale. Wow. I mean, the drama really escalated with the games and the balls on everybody getting up there. Just like, I couldn't believe what I was watching because I feel like people are not usually that open. Like, they're a little bit more petty or they talk behind back, but like face to face, Ray was like, I got a problem with you guys. And Jack, you kind of apologized, but how did you feel in that moment? And were you like, no, I'm still okay with this decision I made?
I think we both had to stand on the decision we made when it comes to the strategic side of things, because like you said, like, it's Love Island games, you know, and we're all here to try and win, right? We're not here just to take part. But what did hurt us both was the moral side of things and, you know, the emotional side of things, because, you know, I just met Ray, you know, I've met him through the show, but I know for Justine, it's a real life friend, you know, outside the show. So it was definitely a very hard decision to make.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like even before going on the show, Ray and I would have a lot of conversations. We'd be like, yeah, we're going to kill this. Like, we have to really play hard, you know? So I knew he was going to go in there and play hard as well. So that also kept playing in my mind. And as much as like, I wanted us to stick together, and that definitely was the plan, ultimately, it just came to like Imani being somebody we couldn't trust. And like, she had come for me more than once, people in our alliance. So I just was like, I don't know. And at this point, he's now made her his girlfriend. So I'm like, you know, that's hard. Like, Jack and I had to compromise on a lot of decisions and like work together. And we're not even like, you know, he's not my boyfriend, but like, you know, with them, it's like different because like they had solidified a relationship. So I just didn't know how much compromising they were going to have to do. And I just didn't want to risk it at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, I felt terrible. I really did. I felt bad. But like you said, like, I grew up watching Survivor. Huge Survivor fan, like, love Tyson, Sarah Lacina. Like, I've taken a lot of notes, I'm not gonna lie. And like, even the challenge, like, I've been partners with Bananas before, and one thing they've always told me is that like, people end up respecting the game, and I'm somebody who would have been able to respect the game if, you know, roles were reversed. And so it was hard seeing his reaction. I felt really, really bad, but I was definitely taken back. I thought he would be a little bit more understanding, but I also get, you know, why he felt so hurt.
Yeah, and I feel like Imani did kind of understand it because that was the game that she was also playing. And especially, like you said, they just became boyfriend, girlfriend, and Imani is still not really listening to what he's saying. So it's like, oh, now they're like together, but she's still making her own decisions. So like, you don't know if what move she's going to make. I think in the moment, right, tensions are high. And I was on TikTok this morning and I was watching Deb kind of give her little rundowns on TikTok. And she was like, look, like, in the moment you're there and it feels like so crazy. I understand why viewers watching are like, I mean, that makes sense. Because personally, as a viewer watching, I was like, okay, Ray, I understand you guys are really close friends, but like, this is a lot. This is kind of a lot. And it felt like it obviously took a personal turn. What have your conversations with Ray been like post show? Has there been any conversations?
Yeah. So like, I feel like when we came off, we had a few conversations when we were still in Fiji. When we all finished, we wrapped. We spoke a few times over the phone. He's been in LA for a while. We've even hung out. It just seemed like we were okay again. But then I think the emotions of watching it back just brought everything back. So I would say probably need time.
Yeah, probably gonna have to
Yeah.
let it sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Fair.
We saw some other things unfold during the finale that I think people were kind of shocked by as viewers. But actually being there, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Everyone, it seemed to be, was against Selly and Eyal.
Yeah.
Maybe not Eyal, but more so Selly. And I think a lot of viewers were like, "Wait, was there stuff that we did not see?" What is your guys' opinion on that?
Guys, we don't know. Like, there's certain things that I'm still confused about, because when Seti got a little bit roasted, then I was sitting there thinking, what have you lot seen? Like, what has been going on that we don't know? But we're here. We've been here through the whole time. Like, everyone loves Seti. Like, no one, even Johnny at the end. Like, Seti. We had our past, but we're cool now. Like, we buried what we had. But like, there was no real massive drama that I know of that kind of warrants that vibe.
Like Toby came in hot, and it felt like Toby watched something that we all missed, or like Selly said something that we all missed, or I don't know.
And even Georgia saying to y'all, she was like, "To be clear, this is for you, not for her." And I was like, "Wait, what did she do?" I was thrown off by that.
Yeah, we have the same questions. Like, genuinely, I would like to hear from these people just to know what it was. Like, we were stood there just so confused, like, genuinely. I was not expecting the votes to go that way at all. And like, even when Selly would, I mean, obviously they cut a lot of it out, and Selly would just be like, can you explain, like, help me understand? And none of them could explain anything. So yeah, all of it was just like, honestly, I feel like it was more like a jab towards us, like, they figured if they can get them out, it would hurt us, and it did.
Right. They were coming for the friendship, and it was crazy to me too, because it's like, if you're gonna point at Selly for saying like, oh, she was with Toby, and then she was with the all. Everybody seemed to back Johnny. He was with a new girl every single day.
Every time a new girl came in.
Like, everyone was like, Johnny played this game with integrity. And like, it was like, wait, I'm sorry. Are we watching the same show? He picked a different girl every single day.
And they also said, they were like, Johnny's the realest one here. I was like, I am blown away at what I am watching. And it seemed like everyone was like rooting for them. As once again, you guys were there. We're just a viewer. Was that the kind of takeaway you guys had as well? Being like, wait, Johnny just jumped from this person to that person to this person, and now everybody's rooting for him?
Yeah, I don't know. I was. Do you know what? I was sitting in my chair with Justine, thinking, "Thank God we're safe." Do you know what I mean? I was thinking, because none of it's making sense. Like, I love Toby. I think Toby's great. Like, he's actually my guy back in the UK, but I don't understand what he expected Selly to do. Just to take it back to that, she's in Love Island. Like, she can't just cry for 2 weeks. She's got
we're only there for another 2 weeks.
Do you know what I mean? So she's got to do what she's got to do, and Eyal's a lovely guy as well. So, but yeah, no, with Johnny, I don't know. I think even he was surprised.
It did feel that way. But so the final mega duel was super intense. We could see from watching, you started it. It went from night to day. By the time you guys finished, it was bright out. It sounds like you guys physically, emotionally went through a lot. Can you talk us through those mega duels?
Where do you want to begin?
Honestly, the mega duel was insane. I feel like preparing for Love Island games, I was over here stupid training like it was about to be for the challenge or something. I was like, oh, these are going to be insane. Like, and as the season was going, I felt like the challenges got harder and harder. Yeah. So I expected the end to just like really be difficult, and it was that. And I feel like there was actually a whole I don't know. I don't know if we're
there's stuff that happened that you guys.
I will
Deb
say,
kind of spilled it on TikTok.
Deb gave a full rundown on TikTok. She said there was
a tug of war.
She said there were other events. She said you went to the hospital. Like,
well,
so there was like a whole first part of that duel that didn't air that was so difficult, that left us all so like drained and like physically exhausted. By the time
it makes so much sense. Gives us so much more context.
But we were saying this when we was watching it last night. Like, obviously production will do what production want to do, but we were sitting there at the very beginning of it, like really excited to do it for you guys to see. and then like it just cut to everyone just being absolutely shattered, and you guys are like, what have we missed? Like, what's happened? But yeah, it was because of that, and it was a very, very tough challenge.
So
which, you know, inevitably we all went through into the next round. But yeah, like you said, it goes from night to day, and that's not because we cut or braked for a little bit. We were there, I swear to God, from probably about 9 p.m. till, well, when I collapsed, 7 a.m.
Yeah, it was like an all day, all night type of thing, and like that. But all of us, like, I feel like that puts it into perspective for you guys how hard all of us were fighting. That like that first duel that you guys didn't get to see, like there wasn't even a winner because everyone was just like fighting for just like probably an hour. And like when I tell you guys, my toes were bleeding, like my body was in so much pain after that. But yeah, when I left that whole duel, I'm not kidding. Like my body physically felt like how I did leaving the challenge final. Yeah. Like it was that difficult.
Yeah, it
That's
really
insane.
like it gives so much more context because I know watching, like, there was a point where Johnny had fallen or was off the beat and he's like screaming in pain, and I was like, this can't be from this. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be something else that happened,
Right. And Jack, you passed out, and then the only question you were asking, you were like, did we win? And Justine was like, stop asking that right now. And it's just on repeat. Did we win? Did we win? Like, you were so in it. But that makes so much more sense because there was no way, you, like Fran said, watching it, you're like, did they just get hurt from this?
That's
we said to each other, like, we have to make sure that when we come out of this ring, we've given absolutely everything. Like, we haven't come this far to then get some sort of hate from the Islanders 2 nights before for them not to want us to win, or at least for me to win. Like, we are not leaving this duel without giving it everything.
Our pride wasn't about to let us.
No, like,
especially because no one was rooting for us. So
right.
like,
there's or maybe 2 others.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it feel good though? Because in the moment, it felt like everyone was against you. But I will say, from, you know, as a viewer and watching and seeing the posts and the tweets and everybody like watching along, so many people were rooting for you guys. So how, like, what was that reaction? Knowing that the group seemed against you guys, when you came out, we were like, oh boy, like, are the viewers gonna hate us?
Well, I genuinely was saying to myself, like, what have they seen that's made me look disingenuous to Justine, or like we played a super, super big game? Because when we was in the villa with everyone, there was never a vibe with no other Islander. Everyone was like loving us. We loved them. Like, so then I thought to myself, like, if you guys don't like me, like, everyone who's going to watch it is not going to like me. So I was kind of panicking. Like, I was like, what have you guys? But you know what? The love and support from everyone watching has been honestly incredible. Yeah. Like, there was love I received in 2018 when I was first time on the show, but what I've received with Justine this time knocks it out of the park. Like, you guys really have rooted for us, and we're just happy that you guys have seen us be happy.
Right. Yeah. I was very happy to see the viewer reaction of everybody rooting for you guys, because I thought it was obvious that you guys should be the couple we should be rooting for. You know, once you
both worlds,
right,
too.
and once you coupled up, it's not like you strayed from that, and I thought that was pretty obvious as a viewer. When Callum and Liberty came back and they shuffled up the couples. Were you guys pissed? Were you pissed off at that, or did you laugh it off because you were like, we know we're gonna end up back together?
No, I was pissed. I didn't know what was. I didn't know what was going on.
Fuming. Yeah, because like, I don't know. We didn't know how things were gonna play out, and we were like more upset. We were like, what if it plays out where one of us goes, you know, and we don't get to couple up together again? So like, that was the risk that we were just worried about.
Happen.
Yeah,
with the jewel.
Almost happened.
Yeah. No,
but you can't be mad at Callum though. Like, he's just, you know what I mean? He's just so funny.
He was great this season.
I don't think he knew what he was even doing. Like bless him. I love Callum, but he's not the smartest tool in the box, right? And so like, I don't even think he realized at the time what he was doing, because he was the power couple. He had the chance to, you know, make the power couples a bit weaker. And if anything, he just put me in the bottom, who was his mate. I don't know.
And he
It
didn't
was
really.
funny.
I mean, he and Liberty were doing so well together, and they picked different people.
I feel like he did it in a funny way to be like, yeah, I'm with Justine. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
So it was great for the show, though. It was a great shakeup. I thought that this season was so much fun with the games, and even just without the games, it felt like you guys were adding your own games. Like when new people would come in, it would be like, kiss the 3 people that you're most interested in. I'm like, what is going on? Like every time somebody came in, you called yourself the conveyor belt at one point, and Justine's sitting there, she's like, is that really? And then I remember I forgot who it was like, I feel like it's just a rite of passage, and kiss you and Justine, you were like, just a rite of passage. Like this is
Everyone
nuts.
gets to kiss Jack.
But it felt like you guys were like so much more involved in adding your own element to the show rather than just like you said, sitting around getting a nice tan.
Well, everyone's done the show before, right? So we all know what's kind of expected, or we know it's not like the first time you do Love Island. Like you've got all these cameras in your face or in the walls, and you're kind of confused. You're like, what's going on? We all knew what was expected of us, and we just made funny things funnier and just made drama, and we just loved doing it.
Was there
great.
any like barriers from the people from different countries where like you're like, oh, we're from the UK, this is how we spent our time on our show, and the US people are like, oh, this is how we spent the time when we were on Love Island and with everybody else? Or did everyone just kind of immediately mesh together?
No, I feel like everyone definitely just meshed together so quickly. And I think for us, it was just so interesting to see everybody else from like the other countries. I mean, some of us, he didn't watch my season, I didn't watch his, but I knew some of the UK people, so I was excited. Like I was actually fangirling over some of them. But we just all got along so well. And then just like the language barriers and like learning how people like talk and like their jokes and stuff, it just was so funny. Like it was genuinely so much fun.
So much fun, and there was so many things that you said, like language barrier. People were saying things. I think even in one of the challenges,
that was so
Fanny.
Yeah.
We don't.
He's
call
like,
that,
that's not a butt.
Yeah. So it was literally, but that was happening daily. Like that kind of stuff was happening daily. It still even happens now with me and Justine. Like we still get confused, but. No, it was actually quite interesting to see how everyone from all over the world meshed together.
Yeah, the Love Island UK is such a massive show, and I know like so many people in the States love it too. What has the response been, Jack, for you from like all the American fans? Because like Rhea and I went to Dancing with the Stars last week, and Curtis was sitting in front of us, and we it's like we saw Brad Pitt. We couldn't even muster the words to say hi. We were like, oh my God. Like sometimes the Love Island UK is just like, it's a whole different beast. So have you experienced that where like the American fans are like, holy shit?
I would say more so online. The love's been absolutely crazy. Like it's been. I didn't expect it to be like that. I didn't, because I just thought, I'm a little fish in a big pond over here, right? So it's all different. But I know UK Love Island is big over here. Like Justine's been telling me, but we had. Yeah, it's just a bit crazy at the moment, and I'm gonna be real. It's a bit overwhelming. Like, especially,
I love that for you. I kept telling him, I'm like, they're gonna love you, Jack. Like they really are, because I liked so much about him in there, and I'm like, you're just so funny. Like you're gonna be so loved when this airs.
Yeah, yes. Last night was a bit overwhelming. I kind of went into the bedroom, was just a bit. I sat there like, wow.
Just gotta take it in.
Because also UK aren't watching it as like we're watching it over here.
Yeah.
And so when the final get aired over here, it was like 4 a.m. at home, and so and I hadn't told anyone as well, guys. Like I told my mom, my dad, and my brother literally the day I left to come to LA. So when I come back from Fiji, I didn't tell them that we won. So no one knew that we won. So when it aired over here, of course I'm getting like love from Justine and the people over here, but my family and friends at home are asleep.
Yeah, I was on my phone and I was like, Jack, what's wrong? He's like, no one's awake for me. He's
like, I just want to call my mom. She's asleep. Jack, was there a moment in the final, I know, because that dramatic moment where who's going to take the money, and I'm sure you could hear everyone whispering in Justine's ear, like, take the money, take the money. What was going through your mind? Did you think she was really going to take all the money?
You know what? I understand a little pause for suspense. Okay, I understand the TV side of things. But that went on for too long, Justine.
Justine learned from Johnny Bananas, okay? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I was taking notes.
So, no, you know, I don't know. I thought for a split second, I thought, there's no way.
You doubted me?
No, there's no way. But then I thought, no, she wouldn't do that to me. She wouldn't do that to me.
that would have been the most shocking end to already the craziest season.
When I didn't doubt it, Justine, but when all the other girls started being like, just do it, come on, you deserve it, I was like, oh no, we got that. They're right. When they're all coming from all around you, like, you never know what you're going to say.
And during like the final, you know, when people were saying who they were voting for, they were like, I forgot who said it. They were like, Justine, like, if you get a chance, take all the money, like, leave Jack out. I was like, damn.
Ruthless.
I still don't know why.
Yeah, ruthless.
I still to this day don't know why. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Well, it was really awesome to watch. And now what's great is, like I said, when I learned that this wasn't happening in real time, I was like, oh, people are out. They're posting on social. They're on TikToks. You guys have been in LA. How has that been in LA, being in LA together? And like, I guess, you know, what's the relationship status you two have right now?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're feeling each other. You know, I like Justine. You know, so it's just difficult. We live the other side of the world. You know, there's a big bit of water in between us, but we're doing our best.
Yeah, our best for sure. And like, this was a conversation we had in there once, like, feelings started to develop a little bit. We were like, realistically, what can we even do about this? So we were like, let's just vibe. And what I liked about Jack was, like, he was so transparent and, like, honest. You know, I feel like for my season, you know, people were talking about, I love you, we're gonna have a life outside of this. Like, don't make empty promises, you know? And like, Jack, he never did that. And that's why I even stood up there. People were like, remember what happened last time? Like, just take the money. And I'm like, Jack hasn't made any empty promises. We did this together. We killed it together. And like, we're just vibing. And then just, you know, also being realistic about what our situation is, even though we really like each other. So yeah, we're doing our best.
We're doing our best.
Happy to hear. And I think that it's so honest and like real. And I think people are happy to hear that. Like, you're not lying to everybody. You're not lying to each other. It's like, there's clearly, you know, there's a barrier there.
Yeah. Do you like LA?
Do you know what? I do like LA. You know, I do. I've been a few times now. The weather's a lot better than London. I'll tell you that for free. It's raining in London right now.
That is true. That the weather is one plus.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Well, you guys can always meet in New York. That's fun.
Yeah.
Meet in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
both 6 hours. Technically,
Is it?
6 hours to New York, for 6 hours from London to New York, 5,
About the
6,
same.
you know, give or take.
We're just planning.
We're actually setting up a trip for you guys.
Planning this all out for you guys.
We're located in New York. You can come hang out here. You know.
I love that. Y'all are real ones.
So we're gonna wrap up, but I just want to ask finally, like, this is kind of like a loaded question, right? But how was the friendship aspect, I guess, because you guys came in with your friends, or, you know, you had people that you already connected with. Justine, we know Sally has always been, from the beginning, day one, a bestie. How did everybody kind of mesh, and were there any friendships that you made with new people that you took out of the show?
I loved this whole aspect because, like, when, as far as the USA people, I don't know about you guys, but every time a new season kind of ends, like, all the older seasons kind of take everybody in and we become this like family. So it was really nice to be able to do this with friends, but it also made it a lot harder. And I feel like with all the other people from the other side of the world, like, it's just like, I loved Liberty so much. I met her a few times when she came out to LA before. It's so nice. And I feel like just like we take our USA people in, I feel like we've all become a family in this one too. You know, despite some of
just crazy.
You know, but yeah, no, I would say like Liberty and a lot of the other girls, like the girls were actually a lot closer than they showed. So yeah, we're all kind of a family.
Yeah, I mean, my main guy in there, Callum, he lives further away than you do. So yeah, but you know, everyone in there, like literally everyone in there was cool. You know, okay, towards the end it went a bit weird, but everyone in there was cool. I had no beef with anyone. Like, I didn't have no bad blood towards anyone. So, and I didn't feel it towards me. So, yeah, I got no hate in my heart, man.
Yeah.
I'm just happy.
Well, we loved it. We love watching it. Like we said at the beginning, I think us and a lot of other viewers were really, really rooting for you guys. So we're happy. We were very happy with the way this all ended, for sure. And we're gonna continue rooting for you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on here with us.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Thank you guys so much. It was so nice meeting you guys.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of the time in LA.
Will do.
You'll stay longer.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.